Oh, I get it. You're doing all you know to do. You're visualizing every day. You created the vision board. You close your eyes and you try to see the dream life. Instead of the dream life, you're living a nightmare. You keep having to start over and over again. The money still hasn't shown up. The peace still feels fake. You're trying and you're starting to wonder, does this stuff really work or is there something wrong with you? That was me. I thought I was doing it right, but I failed at visualization until I shifted and started doing these 8 things that I'm about to share with you, plus a bonus tip that you don't want to miss. But let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with you. I too failed at visualization. I failed like hard until I learned 8 things that completely changed everything. And in this video, I'm going to share with you those 8 things that I was doing that was working against me, and the 8 powerful shifts I made that finally started bringing real results. Stick around because I'm saving the number one thing that made the biggest difference for me. I'm saving that till the end. And once I got that part right, everything shifted. And then I'm going to give you a bonus tip that I want you to take seriously. So, if you're ready to move from frustration to flow, tune in and learn how to visualize like your future depends on it, because it does. If you've been doing the inner work but you are seeing no outer change, this might be the breakthrough you're waiting for. Watch till the end, and please do subscribe and join this community of visualizers and manifestors. Oh my God, I blew it. I was lost. I did not know what I was doing until I learned what to do. And most people don't realize this, but you can follow every visualization technique and still block your own results without knowing it. But once I figured that out and made 8 key shifts, everything started to change. I'm going to start at number 8 and count down to number 1, and then I'm going to give you the bonus. Okay, so number 8. I failed because I was visualizing vaguely. Visualizing vaguely. Just saying, I want more money, or I want a job, or I want peace, with no real image or emotional anchor. The directives to the universe weren't focused, right? They were scattered and haphazard and mechanical and disconnected. The shift I made was getting specific and sensory. I started imagining scenes in detail, what I see, hear, smell, touch. You know, you have to become the director of your own mental movie. A powerful shift is moving from just saying, I want a new home, to I'm walking barefoot on warm floors, sipping tea by the window as morning light pours in. Instead of watching the scene like a distant dream, you step into it, fully immersed and fully engaged in it. When I started visualizing with clarity, specificity, and full sensory detail, everything changed. Opportunities that once felt out of reach started flowing to me. People, places, and the moments that matched my inner movie began showing up like divine appointments. Synchronicities appeared. These things will start happening for you too when you start to be specific about your dream. So, in the comments, share with me how you will begin to visualize with clarity and give the universe clear instructions. Drop your comment. I really want to know. So, number 7. Lack of feeling. I was visualizing without feeling, right? I was trying to visualize without feeling the emotion of already having the thing. What I didn't realize was I wasn't connecting emotionally. So I started tapping into emotion first. You must pause to feel gratitude or joy before visualizing so that your energy matches the vision. When I tapped into emotion, my nervous system calmed down, my energy softened. I started using emotion as the engine and not the afterthought. I let myself feel pride, feel the pride of completing the goal, the joy of connection, the peace of financial security before seeing the scene. I let myself feel it first. And because my body believed it was real, it started acting like it. So I showed up more confidently, I took bolder steps, and I attracted aligned people and situations. Feeling it first made my vision magnetic, and everything I needed started finding me. Okay, so that was 7. And number 6, I'm going through these quickly, I don't want to keep you too long. Number 6, inconsistency. I know we don't like that word. We resist consistency, right? I was doing it once in a while, skipping days, weeks, months, or only visualizing when things were going wrong. If you're doing that, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop visualizing in panic mode. What I did was I started creating a ritual around it. I go to my sacred place in my home, my designated visualization lab. I light candles, journal, play soft music. Sometimes I listen to some binaural beats or the various brainwave music, some shamanic or African drums before or after. I'll do the music before or after, not during. And this is personal preference. I prefer to visualize in silence, but you can, if you feel like playing some sort of background music helps you, that's okay. But I turn the practice into a sacred moment. So I want you to try these things, right? In my visualization clinic, I teach how to set up your visualization ritual lab or studio. All right, and I'll tell you more about the clinic later. So once I created a ritual around my visualization practice, it started feeling sacred. I was no longer begging the universe in chaos or from a place of lack and scarcity. I was communing with it in peace. I became co-creator, partnering with the universe to create things. The consistency reprogrammed my subconscious, and the ritual regulated my nervous system. Ideas flowed more freely, my intuition got sharper, and I started receiving more, not just begging. Opportunities, clarity, and even deep healing started unfolding. Not just because I visualized, but because I honored the space where I met my future self. Do not try to visualize in panic mode or with a survival mindset. Visualize abundance and gratitude. Drop the word abundance in the comments if you get this. Drop the word abundance. When I was visualizing from lack, my energy was rooted in not having. So all I attracted was more waiting, more longing, more of the same. It felt like I was chasing my desires, but they kept drifting farther and farther and farther away. The shift came when I started feeling abundance now. Oh my gosh, now I recognize abundance in everything. I see abundance around me everywhere. So it's not hard for me to visualize from a place of abundance, right? I started visualizing as if it was already mine, feeling gratitude, confidence, and joy in the present moment. That change in energy changed everything. Opportunities came faster. I felt more at peace, And I stopped seeking because I finally understood that embodying abundance is what draws it in. Okay, so here are a couple of embodiment tips I have for you. Number one is scripting. I use scripting heavily in my visualization practice. Scripting is a manifestation technique where you write out your desired reality as if it has already happened. It's like creating a mental movie of your dream in written words, right? Helping you focus, feel, and align with the energy of what you want to attract. Scripting. And number two, another tip that I've started doing is voice recording. You should try this. Record your own voice speaking your vision and then listen to it often. What this does is reinforces belief through repetition. Hearing your own voice say affirming, emotionally charged words helps reprogram your subconscious. That repetition is key to shifting mindset and overcoming limiting beliefs. And then it activates the reticular activating system, RAS for short. Your brain has a filter called the RAS, the reticular activating system, that tunes into things aligned with your goal. Listening to your vision helps train your brain to notice opportunities, people, and patterns that match what you're focusing on. You got that? Play it again if you don't get it. Just rewind. Hearing your own voice saying affirming, emotionally charged words helps reprogram your subconscious. And that repetition is key to shifting mindset and overcoming limiting beliefs. And then it activates your reticular activating system. And that's a filter in your brain that tunes into things that are aligned with your goals. So listening to your vision helps train your brain to notice opportunities and people and patterns that match what you're focusing on. This stuff is deep, man. This stuff is good. When you start learning the depths of visualization and start practicing, oh my God, the enlightenment. And then as you become enlightened and your spirit begins to develop and ascend, the more you activate your power to attract, and you begin to attract things because you are becoming the things. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so good. It's so good. But number 4, I was focused on the how. I was getting caught up in how it was going to happen instead of trusting and focusing on the desired outcome. You don't need to focus on all the intricacies of the how. That's not your job. That's the universe's job. All right? When you obsess over how it will happen, you shrink your vision to fit your current understanding. And then you walk into things that look enticing, but they're just traps that create diversion and distractions. Be careful of those. Instead, focus on the outcome. Focus on the outcome, yes, but don't get too attached to it either. All right? Be specific, but open. Clarity is powerful, but leave space for outcomes better than what you imagined. So, yes, imagine the outcome, visualize the outcome, focus on the outcome more than the how, but leave space also. Don't get too attached because the universe will blow your mind. The universe is going to surprise you with better every time. You don't want to limit the universe by just focusing on it has to happen just like this. Be open. Be specific about your goals, but be open to allow the universe to fill in those gaps. As you focus on the outcome, Leave space for the universe to surprise you, because it often does surprise you with something greater than you could have imagined. Your role is not to figure out the intricacies of the how. Your role is to align with the vision, feel it fully, and stay open. The how unfolds in ways that you can't plan, but it always finds its way to you. And recognize that what may look like failures are acts of abundance from the universe, tearing you back to the right path. Failure is a gift. Failure is information. Failure is redirection. It comes to show you that you are a little off track and to steer you back into alignment. So really, you owe failure a big debt of gratitude. Yes, you do. Yeah, we get in our own way sometimes, wanting to work it all out ourselves, doing too much, working too hard. But the how, the intricacies of the how, yes, you're taking action, but the intricacies of the how that comes beyond those actions that you take is not your job. Leave a comment if you understand that the how is not my job. Say the how is not my job, right? And then number 3, I was doing it from the head and not from the heart. I was visualizing from my head and not so much from my heart. Intellectualizing the process instead of embodying the desire. I was overthinking the process, analyzing, strategizing, trying to get it just right. But visualization is not a checklist. It's a soul practice, my friends. By staying in my head, I disconnected from the very energy that makes it work. Emotion. And that just kept my desires at arm's length, like I was watching them through glass instead of living them. When I dropped into my heart, when I let myself feel the joy, the gratitude, the aliveness of already having it, that's when things shifted. My energy became magnetic. My friends started saying, "Oh my God, you are magnetic," right? I was so magnetic, I repelled what wasn't for me. If you get that, type the word magnetic. If you get what I just said, type the word magnetic. I became so magnetic, I was repelling the things that didn't serve me, that weren't right for me. I felt more connected, more certain, and more aligned. And as I changed, so did everything around me. Opportunities flowed in, and life began to reflect the vision that I had finally allowed myself to embody. When you lead with your heart, not just your head, your vision starts to live in you. Come learn how to practice this embodiment in the clinic and watch everything shift. And when it lives in you, the world begins to shape itself around that energy effortlessly and in ways that you couldn't predict. That's when synchronicities and serendipities start showing up, confirming that what you've embodied is already on its way. And number 2, I bet you do this too. Mental clutter. I was going into visualization without meditating first to get grounded and clear my mind. It's best to practice when you are calm, when you are in a calm, receptive state, morning or night, or after a walk or meditation, whenever your mind is open. Trying to visualize when your mind is racing with stress or anxiety leaves no space for the vision to land. So I learned to calm my mind, before I visualized. Sometimes that meant breath work, journaling, or a few minutes of stillness to quiet the mental noise. This might include soft music, movement, dance, but I truly prefer to meditate in silence. I enjoy silence. And I've also started to move my body or dance to raise my vibration before sitting still to visualize. And when I first started doing this, it felt weird. Moving your body feels weird if you're sedentary and you're not moving much. But I tell you, the first time I incorporated dance into my meditation, though, I slipped into a trance-like state and my meditation was powerful. That dance movement will calm you down and put you in a different realm and prepare your mind to receive messages. Oh my goodness, try it. Try it. So I invited stillness, and once I created that inner stillness, my vision had room to land clearly and powerfully. I stopped forcing outcomes and started feeling guided. Ideas came more easily and decisions felt aligned. When you calm your mind first, your vision has place to land. Calm your mind first so that your vision has a place to land. If your mind is all over the place, the vision doesn't have a place to settle, okay, and begin to guide you. So, peace became my starting point, and manifestation became a natural outcome. I spoke my affirmations with power and conviction. And those things I called for are already mine. That's how you have to approach this thing. Yeah, so I was truly connected because I made space for that peace and made space for the vision to land. I was connected. And this brings me to number 1. And this is fundamental to the success of your visualization practice. I mean, it's vital. So listen to me. My number 1 mistake was failing to recognize and honor my sacredness. Not honoring my sacredness. The sacred original self. That is the version of you that exists beyond trauma, beyond performance, beyond people-pleasing, and beyond perfection. And if you're wondering what sacred really means, let me break it down for you. Because a lot of people immediately disconnect when they hear the word sacred, thinking it has to be deeply religious. But it doesn't have to be, right? Think of it as something that you don't compromise or allow to be distilled. Yes, that part that is divine, directly related to God, the universe, or spiritual truth. That's the core of you, your original essence. That original you that is set apart, protected, and undisturbable. I don't really know if that's a word, but you get what I mean. That part of you that nothing can alter, that nothing can really reach and touch, that nothing can change. It is eternally part of the universe, untouched, unblemished. That part of you exists. That's your sacred part. Think of sacred as deeply reverent, right? Or honored. The part of you that's untouchable. It's the part of you that was born whole, worthy, divine, intuitive, connected. When I began to consciously practice visualization, it felt like a coming home to myself. That's the best way I could describe what it did for me to begin to practice visualization. Because let me tell you something, it is not about visualizing homes and cars and money and the bank and everything. It goes deeper than that. the money and the house and the cars and stuff are byproducts to the changes that begin to happen in you when you begin to practice visualization. Okay? So I began to claim my original self as co-creator with the universe. Now, hear this. A big part of visualization has to do with your connectedness to your sacred self. If you're not sure how connected you are, take my quiz. It's the How Connected Are You to Your Sacred Self quiz. The link is in the description box. Take the quiz, tally up your score, and see if you're deeply connected, somewhat connected, or disconnected or uncertain. It is important to visualize the original you. I began visualizing the original me, the sacred me. So now, instead of visualizing or picturing random goals, I visualize myself as my true self, that natural, powerful, aligned self. That's what you want. That's the state you want to be in when you're practicing visualization. That's how you begin to attract things to you. All right? To honor your sacredness means to stop seeing yourself as a problem to be fixed. Stop seeing yourself as a problem to be solved. It means recognizing your value is not in your productivity, your past, or your pain. It's in your being. Most of us, especially those who have suffered hardship, abuse, neglect, trauma in some kind of way, end up living in survival mode. Even our spiritual practices become grasping tools. We visualize because we're desperate. We manifest from fear or lack. We pray while doubting our worthiness. But sacredness is stillness. Sacredness is knowing that you are one with the universe, that your most valuable parts cannot be counted in dollars and cents and assets. That sacred part of you, that worldly possessions don't mean a thing. That is your sacredness. Sacredness is stillness. It's trusting that you already are enough. When you're attracting stuff, you have to become what you're attracting. You attract stuff to the self that is disconnected. You make a mess of those gifts and opportunities. And honestly, when you're attracting from this space, you invite chaos and disappointments and upheavals and endless failures. Some failure is good, but if you're constantly falling down, starting all over, yeah, you need realignment. Okay? It's knowing that your desires are not random. They are divine instructions. Your desires are not random. They are divine instructions. When you catch up to your sacred self, visualization becomes less about forcing outcomes and more about remembering what's already yours. All right? Now, listen. Visualization will bring results to the extent that you believe it will. And the more you practice and begin to see manifestations, the more you will believe. So if you're starting out now not believing, the more you practice and begin to see results is the more you begin to believe. So that you begin to manifest faster and faster and begin to live that dream that you dream of. Okay? And now the bonus. And I know y'all are not ready for this, but if you made it this far, just comment the word bonus. But I know you're not ready for this. I know you all are not ready for this. But I failed at visualization until I learned from masters of visualization. People who could teach me the techniques and the mindset shifts that I needed to make. I invested in my spiritual development because it was important to me to get my life aligned with what was originally meant for me. So, if you're ready to stop forcing and start flowing, if you want to stop hustling harder and start manifesting more, if you feel it's time to align with the life that was always meant for you, come join me in the We Are Creators Visualization Clinic. We have clinic every Sunday, and next clinic is going to be June 1 at 3 p.m. CST. We keep the groups small and intimate, so sign up fast if you want to make it into the June 1st clinic. Yes, because the groups are small. You want to start your visualization practice in a group with us because the collective energy of creativity is an important part of the clinic. In a group, you are among like-minded individuals. And get this, gathering in a group to practice visualization, such as my visualization clinic, amplifies each participant's energy, allowing collective focus and shared intention to deepen experiences. And this enhances creative flow and fosters mutual support. This creates a powerful space where the strength of the group elevates everyone's journey beyond what might be possible alone. Starting out your visualization practice with a group yields far greater results than if you are practicing alone. All right? It's a powerful space, the clinic, where the strength of the group elevates everyone's journey beyond what might be possible alone. It's a space to reconnect, reimagine, and receive. So you don't have to figure it all out alone. Let's do this together. The registration link is in the description box. Comment the word visualization if you made it this far. So yes, I failed at visualization until I did these 8 things plus that bonus. And then everything changed. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next week with another encouraging video.